Hi, friends. This is Veronica Burnett, and welcome to the Better Days Safe Space. And I'm so glad that you clicked on the button so that you could get everything that I wanted to share with you on Wednesday night. So don't forget, mark your calendars every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. right here in the Better Days Safe Space. It's just for you. So I know that we are all experiencing a lot of the same emotions. Some may be feeling anxiety, frustration, lethargic, exhaustion, all of the things, right? So tonight I wanted to do something a little different. Tonight we're going to start with a guided meditation from something I found on YouTube. You can find it and go and watch all of the meditation videos on this website. But this one tonight is just 5 minutes, and it's just to give you a boost of energy to help you feel better about today or this week or this extra long year that we are experiencing. So I'm going to turn my camera off. Hopefully. I'm going to turn the camera off, and the next screen we're going to see and start the meditation. And then I'm going to bring you back on, and we'll go through the questions that I have for you. And then we're going to just close out with a scripture that I think is really good to meditate on and keep on you at all times to remind yourself to not lose faith and not try not to worry and stress so much, but knowing that you have faith that everything is going to work out. That just keeps me grounded. And so I just wanted to share that little bit with you. So here we go. Cross your fingers that I do this correctly, all right?
Begin by getting into a comfortable seated position. Let your sit bones feel balanced on either side. Spine is tall and straight. Shoulders rolled back slightly to open up your heart. Let your palms rest in your lap, facing open, and lovingly close your eyes. Begin to tune into your breath, feeling a sense of expansion as you breathe in, feeling your stomach and rib cage expand, and as you breathe out, feeling a sense of release. Belly and rib cage expand as you breathe in and contract as you breathe out. Throughout the course of this meditation, if you ever find your mind wandering, that's perfectly okay. Just return to your breath and the words you are hearing. Allow yourself to welcome in positive energy into your room. Invite the positive energy to purify, cleanse, clear, and remove any stale, stuck, lower energy. Allow yourself to feel the energy. You may feel a lifting, a rising, a cleansing. Just stay connected to this feeling. You may start to notice a change in the feeling of the energy in the room around you. With this change, invite even more energy into the room, welcoming in this loving, positive energy. Notice the feelings you're experiencing intensifying. Everything is being lifted up. Your vibration is rising. The vibration of your room is rising. And you feel this happening. Now, invite this energy inside your own body. Feel it enter in, sending loving, positive energy all throughout your physical being. Tune in to the sensations this creates. Feel your energy rising, the frequency lifting up. You may stay with this feeling for as long as you wish. And whenever you're ready to end this practice, do so by really taking your time. You can roll your shoulders, wiggle your fingers and toes. And as you slowly open your eyes, carry this uplifted, positive energy with you for as long as you can throughout the rest of your day.
Oh, wow. So how was that for you? Was it calming for you? Did it bring about a little bit more energy into your day? Just tell me. You can send me an email um, or comment below and just let me know how this made you feel. Again, you can go back at any time and do this meditation when you feel like you need a break or you need to boost some energy or change your mood, even because sometimes we get frustrated and overwhelmed, and sometimes our thoughts can take over, and we just need a reminder that all is not lost. So just make sure you go back and try this again. You can mix it up however you want. And again, I'm going to have the information to watch more of those videos in the comment section. So as promised, here are a few of the quotes that I found so helpful as I was preparing for tonight's session. This lady, Brene Brown, she is an amazing speaker. I watched her do a TED Talk on, was it TED Talk or TEDx Talk? I'm not sure. But I watched her do one on YouTube one day, and she was so moving. So here's one of the quotes. We don't have to do it all. We don't have to do all of it alone. We were never meant to. We don't have to do all of it alone. We were never meant to. And I think a lot of times we, single moms or moms who are more hands-on than their spouse, sometimes we do feel like we have to get it all done. You know, if we don't do it, then who else will? And if we don't do it, then no one else is going to do it the way I want it done. And sometimes we drive ourselves batty trying to get it all done. We drive ourselves into the ground. We are exhausted at the end of the day. We're not getting enough sleep, which is very important. If you're anything like I used to be, I didn't drink or eat enough during the day, and I ended up dehydrated from trying to do all the things and not thinking about my health, and not drinking enough water. I ended up at an emergency room, and the doctor told me, I'll never forget it. She said, I don't care what you drink at this point. I just need you to get some fluids in your body. And because I felt it in my back, I guess my kidneys were crying out for me to nourish it. But but yeah, sometimes we do think we have to do it all alone. And so that's one of the reasons why I created this safe space so that you know that you're not by yourself. You don't have to find all of your resources by yourself. You don't know who you will meet in spaces like this. And if you just speak up and let someone know what you're dealing with and what you're going through, you don't know who knows who. And so I want you to know that I'm here. And I put that in most of my newsletters. I am here for you. I am the Better Days coach. And so my main mission is to help other women find and rediscover their identities and help them to create a better way of life for themselves and to see that they have inside of them what they need to succeed in their lives and for their children and their families. um, but we don't do this by ourselves. We don't. I'm living in an area now where I have no family in the area where I live now. And I met some amazing people because I let it out that I'm a single mom. And that resonated with this lady who is now married, but she was a single mom at one point. And you know what she said? Let me know whatever it is that you need. Just let me know because I know what it's like to be a single mom. And she's always offering to take my daughter and allow my daughter to come over and hang out with her daughter. We're always doing things together, talking, sharing resources. But she let me know that I'm not alone. And so I want you to reach out to your village, reach out to people that you know care about you. Sometimes we don't think about the people that really do care and we want to keep it to ourselves and try to figure it out on our own. You don't have to. You don't have to. And so think about that. Think about who in your circle you can call on. If you don't have a village like that already in place, make it your mission to create the thing that you need. For myself, I knew that I wanted in my life, I felt like I wish I had someone who could coach me through life after domestic abuse and navigating that as a single mom to a little girl who was only, she wasn't even two. And so I became that coach. I became that coach to women who are reinventing themselves and are starting over from ground zero, okay? So you be that person, you be the thing that you need in your life. And you're going to start to attract people who need a village and are ready to be supportive of each other in that village, okay? So remember, you don't have to do it all alone. Here's another quote, and I wanted to use this one because, first of all, Maya Angelou has the most amazing quotes, the most amazing books. She had the most amazing life, and she stood for something. She stood for phenomenal women like me and you. You see what I did there? All right. So it says, "You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody." Let me read that again. You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody. Please, please, please remember when you feel like you have not done enough, when you feel like you have to keep proving yourself over and over and over again in different scenarios, different settings, with different people, remember you are enough. You don't have to prove who you are. When you know that you know who you are inside, who you're called to be, what you're called to be, your God given gifts and strengths, and all the wonderful attributes about you. When you know and accept who you are wholeheartedly, authentically, is that the right word? Authentically, yes, you don't have to wait for someone else to validate who you are. You don't have to wait for somebody else to say, oh, you're enough. You tell yourself that. You stand in the mirror and tell yourself that. I know some coaches and therapists and, thought leaders and podcasters, all the people, they will ask, if you had one thing to say to your younger self, what would it be? What would you tell your younger self? Well, I'm not going to ask you that. I'm going to ask you to ask yourself, what is it that you would tell you today? If you could stand outside of yourself and be someone else or be you talking to you, what would you say to you that would make you know or help you to know that you are enough? Now, if you need a minute, take time and write it down. It could be a lot that you need to say to yourself, but say it. What is it that you wished someone else had told you when you were a kid? Say that to yourself. If you needed to hear I love you more, say it to yourself. If you needed to hear you're beautiful, you're amazing, you're awesome, there's no one in this entire world like you, you're fantastic, I love your smile, everything that you've been wanting to hear all of your life, you tell yourself that right now. And then you wrap it up with a bow and say, I am enough, just as I am today, period. All right. All right. Strength does not come from winning. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength by Mahatma Gandhi. Strength does not come from winning. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, meaning you decide that you're not going to quit, that is strength. I know, okay, I wish I was a Bible scholar and be able to tell you exactly where in the Bible you can find these things, but if you just Googled it, you will find it, I promise. The one thing that comes to mind right now is in my weakness, no, in my weakness, Jesus is strong. Something to that effect, okay? Basically, when I'm weak, he is strong. So I can be weak, I can be tired, I can feel like I have the world on my shoulder but when I surrender that to God, he gives me strength. You're not surrendering and quitting. You're surrendering the fact that I can't do this by myself. That goes back to the first one. You're not alone. You don't have to do it by yourself, right? You don't have to win everything to say that you're strong. The mere fact that you can get through hard times, the mere fact that you can get through difficult seasons in your life, that's proof that you have strength. That's proof that you are a survivor, that you are a conqueror, that you are an overcomer. That is strength right there. So the mere fact that, and I'm always going to use myself as an example because I know what it's like to lose everything. And when that's everything, I know what it's like to go from being so independent and doing everything on my own to losing everything and having to live with my parents, me and my daughter in one bedroom, sharing one bed for 5 years. Now, yeah, I stayed longer than I needed to, but 5 years until I could re rediscover and put everything back together again. Okay. But the fact that I did not quit, I decided that I wasn't going to be a statistic and I decided that I was not going to lose. I decided that I wanted better for myself and for my daughter. And even if I had to slow walk it, I was not going to quit. I didn't quit. I did surrender a lot to God because I couldn't do it myself. All of that was new. What we are experiencing right now, we have never experienced anything like this before. I know I haven't. I have never seen our world look like it does right now. However, we're not going to quit. We're going to figure out what strengths we have, what resources we have, what transferable skills we have, and we're going to pivot. We're going to use what we have inside of us. We're going to connect with other people so that we can survive, so that we can thrive in life. But what we're not going to do during this hard time, during this hard season for people, is quit. We're strong. We're strong. We won't quit. I don't care if we have to crawl, somebody has to drag us, we have to put people on our back, support each other, but we're not quitting. Remember, you are stronger than you think. And even when you feel weak, he is strong and he's got you and he cares for everything about everything concerning you. You remember that, okay? I think we're almost done though. All right, choose to be optimistic. It feels better. The Dalai Lama. How about that? Choose to be optimistic. It feels better. It absolutely feels better. Um, just think about, I mean, even if you just do the basics and compare how you feel when you are angry, how much energy goes into feeling angry. Your body is upset, your stomach is upset, you might get hot, you might sweat, and you might get a headache, your eyes are bulging, some people's mouths get dry. None of that feels good. Okay. When you are pessimistic, which is the opposite of optimistic, you may already know that, but I'm going to say it anyway. Pessimistic, everything is a negative. How do you feel when you are negative? If someone is speaking negativity to you, how does that make you feel? Think about it. Do you want to feel like that every day? No, absolutely not. I'm going to answer for you. No, no. The glass can't always be half empty. It can't always be half empty, right? That makes you feel like you are defeated. It makes you feel like you are losing. But if you look at that glass as, you know what, I still have some water in this thing. I can quench my thirst for a minute. I can water this plant so it can grow. You, you understand what I'm saying? I can wash my hands because it may be dirty. You're optimistic about what you can do with what you have. What can you do now with what you have? Optimism says, I have hope. Optimism says, I can get through this. Optimism says there is a better day coming. If I just get through today, there's another day. There's another day that could be promised to me, maybe not, but it's promised. What can I do? There's another moment that I'm living in right now. How can I make this moment better? How can I change my thoughts and my mind about what's going on in my world? How can I look at this differently? So that I don't feel weighed down, but I feel hopeful. Okay? That's optimism. How do you feel when you feel hopeful? Hopefully, you feel better about life and about your situation, even if that situation doesn't change in this very moment. Your thought about it changes. Therefore, your body and your mind, all of it feels different and your creative energy starts to flow and you start to get ideas and people names start to come to mind that you can partner with so that you can get to your better day. Okay? Choose to be optimistic. It feels better. All right, I have one more. This is my last one. I think I have one more. Change your mindset to change your situation. We just said that. I forgot this one was on here. Change your mindset to change your situation. Now, I know it may sound crazy, but it doesn't happen overnight. But if you change the way you think about a situation, that's when the things that you need start to attract to you. They start to come your way, even if it's a thought. Change your mindset to change your situation. That could be the way you think about the situation. That could be how you feel about the situation. Like I'm going through a situation right now, and I could decide to feel defeated. I could decide that I am hopeless and things are going to fall apart. But I decided, you know what? This is a time for me to actually buckle down, redo a budget, see what I really, really need and what I can really do without. This is an opportunity for me to dig in deep and see where I haven't been putting great focus and creativity. It's a time for me to look at my connections to see who I can partner with, who I can talk to, and say, hey, I need your help in this area. Can you help me, please? Not, I'm alone and I have to do it by myself. No, ma'am. I don't, and neither do you. So think about what in your mind can you change to bring you a more positive result, a more positive energy. What is it in your mind or your mindset that you can shift or even drop in order to take on a winner's mindset so that your situation can change for the better? I promise this is the last one. This is the last one because this is the scripture that I wanted to share with you. Faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. That is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Faith. What is faith? Take a minute. In your words, what is faith? I know some of us can quote the scriptures, all the different scriptures that talk about faith. But I want you to see right here in the scripture, it tells you what it is. It's confidence, it's hope, and it's assurance. Confidence, not necessarily in you, but confidence in God and his ability to do exceedingly abundantly above all we ask or think. Confidence in him, confidence in him, hope that when you go to him and hope about your future, thinking about your future, you have hope. You have something to hold on to, that your better day and your brighter day is coming, that a change in your situation is coming. And assurance. Assurance is, I asked God about this. I talked to God about this. He heard me and he's going to answer. I am sure of that because I know his track record. It's perfect. So I don't have to worry whether he heard me. It's how he's going to deliver. So faith, I am confident in him. I have hope in him. I have assurance. I have confidence in him. I have hope for a better day. And I have assurance in God's ability to bring about this expected end, to bring about a better day for me. So, if you don't get anything else from any of the other slides, this is the one that I want you to hold on to. Hold on to it so that those hard days come and you can remind yourself that I have confidence in God. He won't fail me. I have hope that my life is going to be different, that things are going to turn around for the better, and I will have everything I need. And assurance. I have assurance that God is going to deliver because I know his track record is perfect. All right. I am so glad that you decided to click on this button, the button to watch this little short video. I hope that something I said helps you and that it changes the trajectory of your life. Let me know if this helped you. Follow me over on Instagram at betterdays.llc. You can go to my website, veronicaburnett.com, for all other resources. I'll be adding new resources as I receive them. I have a bunch to add on there. So keep checking back and subscribe to the newsletter. Tell your friends. But every Wednesday night, this is what we're doing. We have to do this. I feel compelled to do this for you. because I don't want anybody to feel like they are alone in this. We're not. Not when you have a village, not when you have the Better Days coach, you know? Um, so yeah, oh yeah, the last thing. Um, so this is new and I have not put this out there. So I have a new book coming out and it is called Faith to Flourish. And I'm so excited about it. You can pre-order it if you'd like. No pressure, but pre-order. But it is about my journey and my relationship with faith and growing in faith. Um, and no one can tell you how much faith you need to have for something. The Bible says if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can tell a mountain to move and go into the sea, and it will move. Um, but have you ever seen a mustard seed? Like it's really small. But it's my experience with faith and the things that I went through to grow in my faith. And it's a great book for new believers. It's a great book for someone who is struggling in their faith. It's an amazing book to remind you of the faith that you have. So I think it's a book for everyone. Anyone can um, benefit from this book. So it's again, it's called Faith to Flourish, and I will put the link for the that book so you can pre-order it and you'll be one of the first to get it. It'll be autographed by me with a nice little message inside. And then you'll see more later on. But aside from all of that, remember you have confidence, hope, and assurance. And you have the Better Days coach right here to be right by your side. All right. So I'm not going to ramble. I'm going to let you go. See you next Wednesday in the Better Days Safe Space. Um, register. That's all you have to do. It's free. Take care. Bye now.